away. Look at Black, he can't do much, no mana, the free hit is not there. Lian makes it away with a slash and dash combo, can start it off. Here
It's going to be Antares, the victim of a gank here, but gets the first blood with all the unleashed power spears.
Trying to disrupt things in. Whoa, look at the damage!
Oh my lord, what was that? A triple kill! This is a quadra! Hello is very low!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to the 2017 LOL Collegiate League Summer Term North Conference Finals. And can you feel it, Chisto? We're your shoutcasters for this last game. I'm Atlas, and like I said, this is Chisto. Can you feel it? The last game of this best of 5 between UC Requiem Esports and BULSU GOSU.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling it right now, Atlas. They've gone the distance, the full 5 games, and during that preview game, what a great comeback for BULSU. They were on the ropes for a majority of the match, but in the end, it was them who knocked down the opposing Nexus. And looking at what happened during that previous match, the substitution for UC unfortunately did not pan out in their favor. And BULSU staying solid, staying very, very mentally strong, and they were able to force this game 5. And now, anyone's match, whoever wins here, will win the North Conference.
And that is such a huge privilege, winning the North Conference, getting the chance to participate and fight for the chance to become champion for LCL. It's going to be quite an honor to whoever wins this. And of course, whoever does lose, put it to 5 games. And that is quite an achievement as well in the finals. And coming to the pick and bans here, seems like very consistent bans. Choga, Morgana now banned. Oriana as well. As for BULSU, Ezreal will now be unavailable. It's actually the priority here is the Ornn as well as the Ezreal, so they ban it away. But this does leave the Kha'Zix open, which was open for the which was not open for the rest of the series.
Yeah, both teams have to be very critical in how they approach the pick and ban phase, especially now this is the final match. So whatever they pick here, it's for the last time.
Yeah. So they are
in the series at least.
This is their very last chance here to prove their worth in the North Conference, and we'll be seeing how they actually play in these desperate situations. That's going to be the Kha'Zix, Braum, and the Jace for UC. So it's going to be the Vayne, Karma, Maokai locked in as well for BULSU. As for their bans, the Rise and the Zoe will be locked away, while for UC, the Jarvan and the Corki will be locked away as well. Malzahar. It was banned away in the earlier matches. Now he has the opportunity to use it to its greatest effect. Will it be enough in the mid lane? We'll be seeing how UC responds to that. With their Vladimir. Vladimir could potentially be someone that can survive against the onslaught of minions and voidlings that Joris will put out, as well as the damage and silences.
Yeah, and looking at all of these picks locked in, Kissy back again on this Jace. We've seen him take over games on this champion, but coming from BULSU, comfort all around. We know that Joris wants to play this Malzahar and MP on this Vayne, no joke as well. If you pick Vayne, you know you want to carry the game. She's one of those picks that's just, get me to late game, I'll 1v5 and win you the game. So that is BULSU's win condition. They need to get MP rolling on this Vayne. As for UC, it's just a matter of them taking that Vayne out.
They have a lot of tools to do so. They have so much burst, so much poke potential, and a decent team fighting chance against BULSU. But BULSU, the Vayne is not the only threat. There's the Malzahar, which can lock down an important target for the rest of BULSU, just wail on them. And the Kayn lock-in. That is actually quite a versatile pick for the jungle. He has decent early pressure, not as good as the popular picks, but once he's able to transform, he can change the tides of the game depending on the form he chooses. So it's going to be much more important to look at the pathing and the ganking paths of this Kayn.
Yeah, and I'm sure both of these teams understand what's on the line as we head onto the Rift for the final game of this best of 5 between University of the Cordilleras on the blue side versus Bulacan State University on the red side. Let's go, Atlas.
Requiem Esports versus GOSU for this one, and it seems like they will just be going for these regular lines of scrimmages. They don't want to go for anything too rash that might backfire on them, because this is indeed the last game of this best of 5. Game 5, the most crucial one at this point.
Yeah, this is the game where you just have to go no holds barred. This is it for both of them. This is where all of their work will culminate. And now, let's see what these teams have planned.
It's going to be quite potent here. These junglers are starting on opposite ends of the map, different priorities. It's going to be quite interesting to see where they will go in terms of their pathing.
Yeah, looking at how both teams decide to start this game, I think they'll start out fairly slowly, but once they get these items, once they scale, we've seen both these teams across the series, they're very, very explosive.
Look at Kissy trying to go for a cheese here against Chris. It might pay off. Look at all that damage that he can put out just to be able to be ahead a little bit in that lane.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that Jace can really do in the top lane. He is ranged, and given that he's versus a melee champion, he will be able to bully that matchup a lot. And we've seen teams not play around this Jace properly and just leave him to free farm top lane. If BULSU makes that error and lets Kissy scale on this Jace, get more of these armor penetrating lethality items, BULSU's gonna have such a hard time like we saw in the first game.
It seems like it's not really the priority here for Ice. He wants him to go for a play here around bot side or mid lane. And for now, it seems like Cry might go for something on the top side. Franz is dangerously low there, putting himself at a dangerous position indeed. It's a little bit of a trade-off with MP getting ahead in terms of the health.
Yeah, it actually relieves a lot of the pressure on the Vayne, given that Braum is a melee champion. Normally, you'd pair Caitlyn with another range so that you can constantly go for harass and poke. But given that Braum, like I said, is melee, the bot lane for UC will be pushing against them.
Japs will really have his work cut out for him in this bot lane matchup. Both junglers in this mid lane trying to go for a little bit of assistance, but it seems like they will meet each other around this side of the river. They could go for a little bit of a poke fight here, but it seems like that's actually a win for Ice. Gives him a little bit more souls for his second form. And look at this. Because the Karma is available and Japs is not able to fight back as a ranged champion, this gives a little bit more freedom for France actually to scale up and continue with his CSing.
Yeah, definitely. They need to be very, very careful approaching as well. Even though they are the double range bot lane, if Braum is able to close the gap, he provides a lot of CC and a lot of all-in potential for the bot lane of University of the Cordilleras. And now they're beginning to work towards that goal. They're trying to get this Caitlyn ahead, because normally we'd see Caitlyn being the one pushing around the Vayne, but right now that's just not how it's going for University of the Cordilleras.
There's so much utility that can come from that Karma compared to the Braum, which is really only great when you're being under attack or if you're trading or fighting. But here, because Ralph is able to use all of his abilities in this lane constantly, this gives MP a lot of free time to just push this down, and Franz cannot fight back too much from that. And it's really the lane that this Vayne wants. If Ice can get a good kill onto this one, it could be very, very potent. Both junglers are meeting in this bot lane.
Action.
Possibly.
Fight. Do it.
Fight. Cry is actually a recall. Both of these junglers, if one of them recalls and the other stays, that could be huge. But it seems like BULSU will have the initiative in this fight, trying to take down Japs. A lot of damage. Silver Bolts won't be enough. All the concussive blows actually proccing onto Ice, and he has to dash away. It seems like it will just be a reset in terms of the fight. All of these resources expended. Summoner spells from Japs expended as well as both of them reset and back off.
Yeah, that fight could have gone either way, really. If somebody did not press a summoner spell, somebody would definitely went down in that fight, but still, very tense moments for both of these teams. That fight could have gone very, very awry for anyone, really, and still, we're even.
And that's the butterfly effect. Kissy is already bullying Chris a lot here in this top lane. Look at the CS difference. But because both junglers showed up on the top side, that was a signal for Kissy to continue pressuring this top side and force the back for Chris.
He will teleport back into lane though, so he won't miss that much CS. So very well played there. Gonna be not miss much of that CS.
Not a lot.
He's Maokai though.
But yeah,
very low econ.
The punishing matchup for this one is definitely going to be quite a deficit for Chris, but that's the natural order of things.
Yeah, I mean, Maokai is a very low economy top laner. You don't need that much gold in order to be effective. You just need a bit more tank items, a bit more tank stats, and you're fine as Maokai. All you really need to do in team fights is press your ultimate, point your cursor at the squishiest target on the enemy team.
And hope your team has enough damage to take him down.
And just press W and you're just there. That's what Maokai does. He's a very, very oppressive tank, and he really doesn't need that many items in order to be effective.
Very low econ champion indeed.
In contrast to the Jace,
needs a lot of death.
You need a lot of gold. You need to be snowballing on this champ. If you're a Jace that isn't that far ahead in the mid game,
it feels so bad.
It doesn't feel like he'll have that much of a big impact in the game compared to a Maokai that went even. But right now, will Ice go for something? I don't think so.
I think that would have been too risky right there. I don't think he had enough kill potential, and it's really hard for Kane to find these fights unless the trade has already happened or the skirmish is already in process, because he doesn't have a lot of CC that can really give out a lot of damage. He has the mobility, he has the wall passing potential. However, when it comes to a straight up fight or gank where the opposing laner is still at 100%, it's very difficult for him to actually get any of these kills.
Yeah, I wonder though, which Kane transformation will Ice go for in this game? I mean, they already have a tank in the Maokai, so can he go the Darkened path, or will he continue to go for the Shadow Assassin?
The Shadow Assassin path could potentially be good here. The thing with UC is Braum cannot defend someone that's already being under attack behind the shield. So if he's able to go for the squishies, here's actually one of the things where Kane is actually very, very powerful. Getting into a fight that has already started, and here he gets first blood. That's a huge boost in terms of his power.
That is very well played by the member of Bulacan State University. Great setup as well. No flash burned from the Maokai. Just put your cursor on the enemy champ, press W, you're there. They're rooted. There's nearly no escape. And with the mobility that Kane has, especially in this early game, once you burn your flash, there's just no escape for it. I wouldn't be surprised to see them constantly camp this Jace, because like we mentioned, if Jace doesn't get those items, doesn't get the gold, the experience, he's gonna have a very hard time scaling.
And because the deficit has been closed a lot, that means that Chris will have even more tanky stats after getting this back, as the Ninja Tabi defends a lot against the damage that Kissy might bring out. The Corrupting Potion really helped him out in the sustain in this matchup, so that was a very good gank come from Ice.
Yeah, and I also like the adaptation from BULSU's jungler, because they know that Jace can bully the Maokai, and he will be pushed in fairly often in this top lane. Right now, the wave is pushing in again. That just invites the jungler. It's like putting a huge target onto your lane, come gank me, bro. But with that being said, the Infernal Drake is being started by Bulacan State University. I don't think UC can contest.
Cry is on the other side of the map. He will try and make a move onto Chris up there, but I think Chris is knowing that his jungler's in bot side and he is in danger of being ganked, plays it a little bit more safely and backs off to his turret. Cry trying to look for something against the enemy jungler. However, he finds nothing and has to recall.
Yeah, they might have been also looking for a possible gank onto the top laner, but Maokai already having Ninja Tabi, going to be very hard to dive, especially if you're both AD scaling champions. They are trading here though, but
yeah, at this point, Kissy isn't dealing enough damage.
The Maokai.
Maokai with that tankiness, with the base damage that he has, MP might be in trouble. They actually get stunned by the concussive blows, but there's not enough follow-up after that.
What a wise decision by MP to not hesitate to burn his flash right there, because if he didn't flash out of range, France would have chained that stun into a trap. But right now,
right around the corner, they're both actually low. The support has to flash away, but now Ice is there for the assist. MP dealing a lot of, being dealt a lot of damage, and this is just going to be the Umbral Trespass.
Oh, they're turning it around!
Damage. He's actually going to get more kills here. Franz is now under duress here with that DOT come from the Malzahar. This is actually the signal for Chris to continue making some advances onto this top lane. It's just BULSU getting kills across the map.
What aggression coming from the Maokai in the top lane, and as well.
Ice still gets another kill.
Oh my god. Things have gone disastrous for UC's early game. At this stage, BULSU, they turned around that gank fairly quickly, but JP flashed in!
JP gets going to flash in, try and go for something against Ralph and Jors. He does get the kill against that Malzahar, but not. But that's it.
You see JP there salvaging the situation, able to pick up one kill in return. But with that being said, so many kills went over to BULSU, and the Kane is getting fairly fed.
3-0-1. He should have enough souls to transform very, very soon after that. And and when they're this ahead because of that huge turnaround in that bot side, this could be the path onto the Shadow Assassin where he can just continue snowballing the game into oblivion.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes down that Shadow Assassin path. I mean, more damage makes you feel better.
Seems like right now Cry not finishing the jungle item, going straight for a serrated Dirk. It's quite questionable since he's not terribly ahead. He's actually behind, but let's check out how that entire fight went in BULSU's favor.
I mean, this is great kiting. They weren't able to finish off Ralph instantly, and he was able to work around the edges of this fight. And great flank as well from Jars, able to lock down the rest of the members. It was just great collapse by BULSU and great kiting.
I like how MP didn't just run away completely when he was that low. He was assisting his jungler in terms of the damage, which allowed him to finish him off. And here, very, very, very bad recall spot here for Franz. He should have known that the jungler was still on pursuit and that Ice would continue looking for him because he's not a very super mobile AD carry even after the net. There's a lot of chances for Ice to catch up. He should have known that and did not pursue. Here comes Ice, still going for something. He actually has not transformed yet, but now that he has Serrated Dirk and a Warrior Enchantment, he's dealing enough damage even pre-transformation.
Yeah, seeing that he went for that Serrated Dirk, I think we are going to see the Shadow Assassin version of this Kayn, and that's just going to hurt so much for UC. They really need to come online now if they want to come out on top this game. They can't let this lead get out of hand. Like right now, it's still at a manageable spot. They just need to find their opening, buy their time, but the turrets... First turret of the game will go down in favor of Bulacan State University.
And that's a huge boost in gold. And look at that, all across the map, they're making pressure onto these turrets. And Ice is just waiting for an opportunity to go onto JP. Shadow step into the nether grass there. There is definitely no escape. Even with Sanguine Pool, he's trying to fight back, but it's not enough. Teleport onto bot lane to try and take down Japs. MP is still in pursuit of the rest of the members of UC. It seems like now Ice is going to rotate down. Chris just goes for the point and click and lets his team do the work for him. And Cry might actually, he actually does fall down. Chris going to be assassinated possibly in sniped. However, no, he puts himself open to get assassinated by Ice, and that's just the power of a fed Kayn. Even pre-transformation, the power is just over the top.
BULSU are beginning to run away with this game. They see the championship in their eyes, and they're playing so proactively at the moment. The teamwork is on point. The chain CC, the counter ganks, everything is just falling in place for them. And man, you gotta feel bad for UC at this stage. Things have gone very unfortunate for them.
Seems like a very different BULSU from the previous games, and how they just completely dominated now. In the first two games they were kind of faltering, but now it seems like they've had the resolve and the endurance to actually power through into this game 5, and they're taking over.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It looks like a very different BULSU team, and like we mentioned, maybe they have a read already on what UC can throw them. Maybe all those games facing UC, they now know what UC can do, and they prepare to counter for it. And see, now they're executing.
Definitely, and with this, a kind of composition that can just snowball out of oblivion, he can just continue dominating this game. Once the Kayn has transformed, he will be a huge asset in terms of trying to take down the squishies of UC.
Yeah, and now looking at core items completed for the members of BULSU. Righteous Glory on the Maokai. Duskblade on this Kayn. Gonna hurt so much coming out of Fog. Morellonomicon on the Malzahar. And Infinity Edge as well on Empty. They're gonna hit like a truck, and we aren't even past 16 minutes.
And this is gonna be potent indeed. The domination over the map here allows them to take this Ocean Drake, which will allow them to have even more sustain, and will make it much harder for UC to go for these picks. It's just quite potent indeed. The more that they can survive in this lane, the less UC has chances to take them out.
Yeah, now BULSU, they're going to begin rotating around the map now that they have taken down every outer turret of UC. University of the Cordilleras, they need to be very, very careful navigating around their jungle because BULSU just owns them at the moment.
The vision is in complete control of BULSU. The top side is the only real territory that UC has outside of their own base, and now BULSU is just rotating around Kissy because he was not able to get ahead of Chris, is just running away from this full tank with the Bombing Cinder. Chris just pulling him away from his own lane. Look at that Shadow Assassin Kayn ready for action.
He gets a hat if he transforms Shadow Assassin.
Very, very nice.
Very stylish.
Yep.
Yeah,
A
but
very nice hat. He also gets better hair also after he transforms into Shadow Assassin King. Long, flowing silver locks. Very stylish indeed. Gets all the ladies. However, they will be converging around this top side for possibly the Rift Herald indeed will be their target while pressuring the other turrets of UC.
but now we are at that mid-game stage, and BULSU, they look very good. They're controlling the way this game goes. The pace is in their favor. They're just making UC react to what they're doing because they're playing so proactive. And for UC, they're just relegated to, they're forced to watch what BULSU does because at the moment they can't set up anything proactively. Just all they can do is just react to what BULSU does.
That is the worst case scenario for a Jace and for a Kha'Zix who really want to go get in there and get those picks off. Ice, look at that!
Oh
in
my
one auto attack,
God!
cuts Cry in half, gets a double kill right after, and
Gonna
it's
get
gonna be
more?
JP. Possibly loss of healing actually gets taken down by JP, but the rest of BULSU is still dealing a lot of damage, and that's 2 for 1. And the ability possibly to take this mid lane turret as Rift Herald is summoned.
Define deleted right there.
Oh man, that health bar just disappeared in one auto attack. The passive that Shadow Assassin Kane has is just absolutely terrifying for a squishy, especially if you're an assassin that's behind. You can't really do anything to fight back.
Yeah, but you have to say this is very unfamiliar territory for BULSU. They need to disengage properly. They don't want to overstay their
This might
welcome
have to
here.
be the sacrificial lamb as he gets taken down. He can't take down Jabs, but this does leave the rest of BULSU to be able to retreat.
Sacrificial tree.
Are we in this argument again?
No, but looking at this, the
Look at that.
definition of deleted.
Oh my gosh. And the Umbral Trespass just seals the deal and actually delivers Ice nearer to his teammates. Gets a double kill right there. And of course, he's still very squishy, so he actually gets taken out as soon as Japs and JP are able to get in the damage.
Yeah, but he was taken down in that fight, so huge shutdown gold going over to UC. That will help them a bit, but they are still very, very far behind.
That's going to be 8,000 gold behind. BULSU has gotten good in this game.
UC, though, they're going to try and claw back here. They're working and setting up vision here because we're heading into that 20-minute mark where they want to get
Umbral
more.
Trespass
Oh
onto
my
Jabs.
God.
The tank gets deleted. Cry is now being chased down here. It is quite a dangerous position for this incredibly squishy Kha'Zix.
Yeah, Ice just looks like he wants to win the championship.
Oh man, look at that. BULSU MP gets the kill onto Cry. This means this is a free 20-minute Baron
no
for BULSU.
jungler. There is no contest to this, and Jace even in the bot
They're
lane.
still going to try and fight it out. They're not finishing it as quickly as they would have wanted. 3,000 health on this Baron. The rest of UC still trying to go for it, but look at that. Chris jumps in, gets the kill with Jors. JP diving into his Sanguine Pool could take out Ralph and Jors, but he gets sliced down, reaped by Ice, rather. And that's going to be Kissy running away as well.
Ice, will he find anything? Oh my lord.
Blade's Reach taking out half of his health.
Nearly half.
Oh dear, that is quite scary. As soon as Ice gets on you with his passive, with his abilities, it's just so much damage that they have to disengage. 11,000 gold in the lead. He's still emote spamming, BMing UC at this point.
Yeah, but that being said, after that Baron take, that will mean BULSU will secure a 10,000 gold lead only at 21 minutes into the game. They are running away in this game 5. UC, you need to wake up now. You need to begin buckling down, defending, because BULSU is just going to take the championship away from you.
They need to find an opportunity where they can take down either MP or Ice, but that's so difficult because when they go and get into a 5v5 team fight, it's always a win for BULSU. And even if
it's a 10K gold lead.
And if they split push, they can't break through the wave clear and the tankiness and sustain that Chris has. So it's really it's very difficult for UC to find an opening.
Yeah, this is definitely crunch time for University of the Cordilleras. BULSU, they're gonna try and siege these towers. They're slowly setting up the minion waves. They're trying to get every lane pushing in their favor, and now
oh man,
Cry!
Look at all that damage coming from MP. He has to flash over and get the kill. He's invisible, but I think he tries to go for a kill on the isolated Vayne, but it's not enough. And look at that, this is a signal for Ice to go for something. Umbral Trespass onto France as the rest of his team tries to help him out. Lots of damage coming from the Reaper Slash, however, He still gets taken down, but look at all that free time in that mid lane for MP and Ralph to take these turrets down.
I felt that crit that landed onto Cry. I'm not even in the game, Atlas, and man, MP practically two-shot the classics.
Incredibly painful, but the inhibitor is the real target here. If they can't take it down, this could be
trying to go for a fight.
MP cannot escape from this one as JP just jumps in the pool, and Ralph, I think, might actually fall down if the Hemo Blink. Oh, Aerie does not finish him off.
Very, very close. If that Shock Blast had landed, he would have been able to take the card, but look at this damage. I felt this, and I'm not even in the game. That hurts so much.
That was crazy. And the new animations for the life bars really like rub the salt in and how much burst that crit gave.
I mean, honestly, there's not much to analyze. He just destroyed him with all his damage.
And here, Ice, really nice Umbral Trespass, gives Chris a little bit of time to help him out. And here he is able to get a kill with the sheer damage of his Reaping Slash.
Yeah, I mean, the Fed Kane, that's what happens.
And now he will try to go on to Pissy. He does get knocked away.
It's a very, very scary Kane at the moment.
At this point, this is just a horror movie for UC. Once Ice is in the picture, they have to find a way where they can win when the Kane isn't there.
It's a horror movie type of BULSU Ice goes to.
Oh man, this could be one of those.
Squishy, though.
That is one of the ways that they can take down Ice by just catching him out when he's most vulnerable and not attacking. And this is a signal for BULSU to back off when one of their most fed members is down.
Is Ice getting complacent here? He's been getting caught out, going over aggressive, trying to reach for more of these kills. If he continues dying like this without his team really responding with an objective on the other side of the map, it might be the window that UC needs to come back.
Yeah, they're slowly closing this gap as more mistakes are being made by BULSU, especially by Ice. He is fed, but he has to know his targets. He has to let the rest of his team get the team fight out and then clean up. Yeah, and he's the first one to go in. He's the first one to go down, and they don't want that.
And that's how you navigate through a horror movie. You bring your friends. Watch together.
Instead of someone just walking out alone in the dark woods and gets cut down by the Grim Reaper right there.
Yeah, definitely. You need strength in numbers.
It seems like that could be the win condition here for UC's right now. Just group up, clear the waves when they can, and really repel the onslaught coming from BULSU.
And now BULSU, they've begun grouping up now. They're going to try and take down. The traps are fairly oppressive, so it will limit them a bit. Caitlyn does have a lot of wave clear now that she has the Infinity Edge Static Shiv combo.
That's
very hard to push against that.
Indeed, across those minions. And Chris will be the one to try and take down these traps one by one, but they can't get too complacent in his tankiness because that is very painful. Those headshots penetrate armor.
Yeah, still LCL Championship on the line. BULSU, they're trying to end the game.
So fast. He walked through like 3 walls there.
3.
And Ice, I think that's actually one very big thing that they can take advantage of.
But
the Umbral Trespass saves them and deals so much damage onto Cry, and Chris is in the middle of everyone. Ice is getting so much sustain from his Shadow Step. Jors is actually going to take down Jabs. No more defensive champions for UC, and now JP going to try and salvage the situation. He is the most fed member of UC. However, France still alive. MP needs to deal a lot of damage. He needs to take down this Caitlyn. He is, oh man, all of that damage comes from the rifle, but this is still going to be France alone against Jors and Chris, so he needs to be very, very careful with how he deals with this.
Yeah, a critical hold by University of the Cordilleras. BULSU, they weren't able to get onto the AD carry of UC, and with Caitlyn surviving, she was able to wreak havoc at the back end of that fight. Even though the trade still went in BULSU's favor, that is a massive hold for UC. And like we mentioned, Ice, he needs to be very careful being the first one to dive in because he will get taken down and focused very, very soon. But with that being said, he still deals a lot of damage. He's able to take down Cry in the middle of 5 members.
Yeah, that Blaze Reach really put down a lot of damage across the members of UC, and here they kind of get separated because they're all so low they can't risk being critted by the Static Shield. So this just goes to show that UC is still fighting back even with the terribly fed Kane.
Yeah, they're trying their damnedest to hold.
man, that is going to be the end of that replay as we get back into the live game. Japs, MP might be in a little bit of trouble here, gets knocked up by the Glacial Fissure, and there's not enough time, not enough damage for him to actually survive. Chris gonna try and go for the 4v4 for this one. However,
Ice is not here.
Ice is not here, so they still have a lot of ways to actually win this, since their most fed member as well is here, and Franz is not dealing any damage, but Ice is the Blade's Reach deals so much damage. He actually does the heal from the Shadow Step is not enough. And seems like Chris is very, very tanky, while Ralph and George are still dealing a lot of damage. 2 for 2 so far. This is still quite dangerous for both teams.
Yeah, you see they're trying their best to hold on here. BULSU, they're trying to knock them down.
From behind, Kissy takes them down, able to get the flank. What else can he get? Those Voidlings are dealing so much damage from George, and he's such an asset in that fight where UC had a numbers advantage.
University of the Cordilleras, they're trying their hardest to hold on, but BULSU, they're just so fed. They're so tanky, they can't take down their members quickly enough. And man, this game,
it's just crazy. It's on the brink of just collapsing as UC and BULSU fight over and over, and this will be the next crucial point of contention for this game. Who gets Baron? MP is getting this Infernal Drake. He will get, his entire team will get the benefits of all 4 of these Drakes during these team fights, and if they can get that really nice team fight where they can position well, those free stats will put them way ahead of UC.
UC aren't close to this objective. It is going down fairly slowly since it's only 2 members of BULSU. I think this still will be a free Baron.
They don't want to face check that. The Vision game in this Baron pit is all in the hands of BULSU, and once again, they get Baron for free.
Yeah, and will that be the final nail in the coffin of UC?
We'll have to see, because it seems like they will be rotating onto this top side. 20 seconds on Cry. This could be possibly the 2nd-tier turret for BULSU here.
BULSU, they've grouped up now in strength and numbers. Ice will
try
to look for something.
Very, very sneaky onto Kissy, dealing a lot of damage. MP takes down that Jace. No more long-range burst.
Look at
Ice
Caitlyn.
is still Umbral Trespass onto Jabs, dealing a lot of damage, transitioning himself into a kill onto Franz, and now JP is left alone against 3 members. Gets taken down. 4 members down for UC. Cry is not fed enough to try and defend against this. This will be the game for BULSU.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, the Death Timers, they got so long. BULSU, they are going to begin knocking down Nexus starts. This is the North Conference Championship in their eyes. I mean, I think they've got this.
They definitely do, as they get the 5th game of this best of 5. Bulacan State University Gosu takes it away from UC.
Congratulations to Bulacan State University, our LCL 2017 Summer Term North Conference champions. And man, both teams really play their hearts out, really.
Yeah, BULSU, congratulations to BULSU for winning that, but also props to UC for fighting off their assaults every time. But that last one, there was just not enough. The seamless transition from Umbral Trespass onto Jabs, onto the kill onto Franz was just amazing.
That was just BULSU being so far ahead at that stage. I mean, it's very, very hard for any team realistically to overcome a 10K Golden. But once again, congratulations to Bulacan State University. They joined Save University, Mindanao Conference Champs, and UPLB and LCL as LCL champions.
Definitely a lot of those efforts that they've had means that they join the rest of these powerful teams, and they will face them, and they will have some time to prepare for those matches with those top tier teams, because this is LCL. Even though we have like LVL and the PGS, this is still high levels of play.
Yeah,
and this is going to be a test for these teams to research on other teams that aren't in the same region, aren't in the same conference. It will test their research. It will test how much they can adapt to different playstyles in different conferences. It will just be very, very exciting.
Yeah, but with that being said, there will be more LCL action. We have been your casters. My name is Chisto, and with me is Atlas.
Of course. We'll be seeing you. Actually low, the support has to flash away, but now Ice is there for the assist. MP dealing being dealt a lot of damage, and this is just going to be the Umbral Trespass.
Oh, they're turning it around!
Damage is actually going to get more kills here. Franz is now under duress here with that DOT coming from the Malzahar. This is actually the signal for Chris to continue making some advances onto
my
the top
God.
lane. It's just BULSU with
Oh
that.
my
One auto attack.
God.
Cuts Cry in half, gets a double kill right after, and it's
gonna
gonna
get
be
more?
JP. Possibly loss of healing actually gets taken down by JP, but the rest of BULSU is still dealing a lot of damage, and that's 2 for 1. And the ability possibly to think that's actually one very big thing that he can take advantage of. But the Umbral Trespass saves them and deals so much damage onto Cry, and Chris is in the middle of everyone. Ice is getting so much sustain from his Shadow Step. Jors is actually going to take down Japs. No more defensive champions for UC, and now JP going to try and salvage the situation. He is the most fed member of
still
UC.
alive, though.
However, Grant's still alive. MP needs to deal a lot of damage.
Caitlyn?
He needs to take down this Caitlyn. He is, oh man, all of that damage comes from the rifle, but this is still going to be Grant's dealing a lot of damage. MP takes down that Jace. No more long-range burst.
Look at
Ice is still
Caitlyn.
Umbral Trespass onto Jap, dealing a lot of damage, transitioning himself into a kill onto Franz, and now JP is left alone against 3 members, gets taken down.
They are going to begin knocking down Nexus Starts. This is the North Conference Championship in their eyes. I mean, I think they've got this.
They definitely do, as they get the 5th game of this best of 5. Bulacan State University BULSU takes it away from UC.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.